Hi, everyone.
Hi everyone, I'm here with my ride or die, my cousin from Diabetic Sugar Baby. And I say she's my ride or die because we've gotten so much closer. Like we just bonded over, something that a lot of people could relate to, over losing a loved one. Right? I lost my mother, your aunt, a little over 7 years ago, and to this day we're still trying to navigate through that grief, right? And we know that the holidays are coming, and we know that this is a difficult time, and it's going to be very difficult for a lot of people involved. So we just wanted to come together and just share, the things that got us through, and it continues to get us through, dealing with the loss of a loved one, especially during
The
holidays.
holidays. Yes.
So, and I know, cause that for you, that this holiday season will be especially trying because, you've had a recent loss. I don't know. Do you feel comfortable in sharing?
Yes, I'll just go over that briefly. Hi, everyone. Thank you to my cousin Trisha from Tribe to Village for allowing me to have us to have this opportunity to talk about this topic here. And as Trisha just said, I recently lost a very dear friend of 36 years to COVID. Um, it was very unexpected. He didn't have any of the symptoms that we were told to look out for. He was young, and so his death was truly shocking in that sense. And we just have to know that everyone grieves differently, right? So the
Yeah.
first thing for me in the process is to understand that everyone grieves differently, and there's no one size fits all,
Amen.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And we need to first accept that we all grieve differently and respect that. We need to be kind to one another and just allow each other to go through the feelings that we're feeling without being bombarded with other people's feelings,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Your feelings are valid. You're
Right.
allowed to feel the way that you feel. Don't feel like you have to cry for days and days and days on end. If that's
Exactly.
not you, if that's not the way you're processing it, that's
Right.
okay. Because no
Right.
one could walk in your shoes. No one knows your journey but you.
Right.
And that's fine, you know? So thank you for that,
Definitely.
because that's definitely important, you know?
Yes. Yeah, people tend sometimes to say, "Oh, you didn't cry long enough," or "Why are they smiling? They're too happy," or "They're happy because they really didn't love the person. How did they get over it that fast?" No one got over anything fast. We all deal differently with things that we're going through, and however it's manifested in our life and it's being displayed, you just have to know that everyone is different. Respect that.
Yes.
That's very important. You have to respect that.
Yeah. So we're going to go into three coping mechanisms that each of us use to help us get through the grieving process. And even though I say help us get through, it's important to understand that we're still dealing with it, you
Yes.
know. I'm not sure if we ever pass the grief process, but I do believe that with time it gets easier to manage,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know.
It's easier to
So
navigate with time, definitely.
yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So one of the things that helped me through the holiday season, and I'm sure Cuz could attest to this, is it's okay to say no.
Hello.
It's
Guilt free.
guilt free.
Guilt free.
I know, like Thanksgiving, literally every holiday was torturous to me because
Mm,
it was my mom and I for every single holiday, right?
right.
So I got invites left and right. And people might, especially if they know that you lost a loved one, might out of the kindness of their heart call you up and invite you to here, there, and the third. But if you don't,
Trying to cheer you up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, trying
Yeah.
to cheer you up. But if you're not in that headspace, then it's okay to
Go
say
left fast. Just say
Yes,
no.
yes,
You're overwhelmed. Just say no, and it's okay.
that's
It's
okay.
okay.
You
You
could just,
need more
yeah.
time. It
Mm-hmm.
might be in the beginning of the you might recently have lost a loved one, and it's just not the time, and you might have lost that loved one for some time, but you're just not there yet, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Just say no.
Yeah, I remember the first Thanksgiving after my mom passed. My friends, they would invite everyone invited me to their house for dinner, right? And
Right.
no one loves to eat more than me. I love I love me some food, right? But I couldn't bring myself to go because
Right.
I knew, especially being around another family and seeing
Right.
how joyous everyone is and
And
seeing,
seeing their mom.
yes, yes,
Yes.
their mother,
Yes.
like, I
Yeah.
just knew that it would be too much for me to process, too much for my heart to handle. So I just
Right.
like politely said, no, it's okay. Thank you so much for the invite, but I'm just gonna have to pass.
Right. Right.
And like I said, I did it guilt free because I knew that's what I needed in that moment. I don't
Right.
have to show up everywhere for everyone.
No. Show up for yourself. You have to
Exactly.
show up for you first.
Exactly.
And yeah.
Yes, yeah. So that's the first thing that helped me through the holiday season, and currently is continuing to help me through. It's
Right.
okay to say no.
It's okay
Okay.
to say no. And then I'm gonna go there with for me, it's to find a support group once you're okay
Yeah.
to let others in. Once you've passed that extremely overwhelming stage where you're kind of paralyzed and you're hurt and you're in
Mhm.
your heartbreak, um, it's good to be around family, friends, other people that have lost as well, because they can give you good advice, especially if they're coping better with that loss, right? So it's good for you to always try to find yourself in a situation when you're feeling really, really rock bottom, to reach out to people. It might be family and friends that you haven't spoken to since the death. Not that you're angry at them, it's just that you were so overwhelmed and you just couldn't
Yeah.
communicate. And at some point you will be able to do that. That's not going to be forever. You'll be able to do that. So you reach out to them and to have that support, because remember, you are not the only person. Even though it feels like you're the only person hurting, you're not the only person that lost, right? Other family members have lost this person as well. Friends have lost this person as well, and they're also grieving, right? And together, sometimes you can grieve together, and that helps with the healing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it's important to know, right? It's important to do things at our own pace, right?
Right,
But at the same time, we also don't want to become closed off from the world in doing
yes,
so, because there's healing in interacting with loved ones. There's healing in being able to express how you're feeling, right? We don't want to become so isolated from the world that we're not taking care of ourselves emotionally, mentally, physically, right? We still have to find a way to exist in this world while we're still here, you know?
right.
So, like,
To
cause
find yourself, to find your way back to some type of normalcy. The
yeah,
further you
yeah,
are, the further away you are, and the longer you are disconnected from that support, it's harder to recover.
and you
The
become
process
consumed.
becomes longer.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Grief is a normal part of the healing process, right?
Very necessary.
Yes,
Hmm.
very necessary, but just be mindful that you don't want to be stuck in a painful place forever, you know? You don't want
Right.
to close yourself off. Like, I remember when I lost my mom, and
Mhm.
I don't expect anyone to understand the relationship, how close I was to my mother, but that was like my other heartbeat, you know?
Right.
Like, we were like this, like, I
Right.
can't even
Right.
describe it. And I remember when I lost her, um some of my really close girlfriends, I call them my sister now,
Hmm.
sisters, they came to my house and they stood with me, you know?
Right.
I was just there and I was just crying my eyes out. I didn't have anything to say and they were just there, you know? And that meant the world to me because I didn't call anyone.
Right.
Right when my mom passed away, I wasn't checking for anyone. I wasn't even checking for myself
Right.
because I was still trying to come to terms with what just happened, you
Right.
know? But the fact that they were there, the fact that I let them in, you know? At the
Mhm.
time, not to my heart, like physically let them into my home to
Right.
be there, like that meant the world and I didn't even know it at the time,
Right.
you know? So
You
just
needed
being
to do that.
responsive in a way that I could be. I wasn't ready to let them into my heart to talk about, to verbally express how I was feeling, but I was ready to just be around people physically. So
Mm.
find what you're comfortable with in
Right.
your journey of letting your support group come in and, kind of help you out, you
Right.
know? And also
And
my cousin, I said she's my ride or die. And I say that because if she wasn't riding with me through this journey of healing from
yes.
grief, then
Yes.
I'll be the first to admit I don't know if I would be here, you know?
Aw. We
Like,
all need we all need each other. We
yeah,
all need support and
it's the
faith.
truth. Yeah,
For many of us, we hold other than family and friends, our faith is foremost. If we don't have that faith to hold on to,
yeah,
you spiral pretty fast,
yeah,
right? And so what Trisha was talking about, how her friends came around and she was able to let them in. Sometimes your friends won't come around, and it's not that they don't care, it's they don't know how to navigate in that space at that time. They
yeah.
don't know what to say, what they intend for good, for healing, for encouragement, because of your grief at the time is taken a complete opposite way. So if
Mhm.
you find that people are um, not reaching out to you right away, not coming around you, please do not be offended. Do not take that in as they do not care. Take
Mhm.
that as in they do not know what to say. And sometimes it's best not to say anything
Good
in
point.
that time than to say something to offend the person that's grieving. It's a process that everyone is going through, and it's just one day at a time to
Yeah.
get through it, right?
And then
Yes.
that brings me to my second point, right?
uh
Another thing that helped me to get through this process
hmm
is, do something to honor your loved ones.
uh
You could start
yes.
a new tradition, whatever that may be,
hmm
you could what could we do? Because you could donate to charity, right?
right, you could
If
don't definitely
yes,
donate to charity. When my daughter teacher lost her 2-year-old to cancer, and for my daughter, she wanted to do something special for her, and what we ended up doing was to donate to St. Jude's. And that helped in the part of healing for my daughter and myself, with that, right? So there's different ways, and also you can start new traditions, and you can also continue old traditions, right? So whatever it is that your family member did, if there was certain music that they liked, even though we're talking about the holidays, it doesn't have to be holiday music. Rap, hip hop, jazz, whatever the genre of music that they like, you can always play that. You can recreate meals that they would do.
Mhm.
You have albums. If you have your phone, there's pictures. Try to remember them the way they were before they went. Sometimes they might have been sick. There might have been a process where they were sick, and you watched them um, go through that, as Trisha unfortunately had to experience. And sometimes it's just a sudden death, and there was no time to prepare for that, right? But at the end, you don't want to remember them. And for me, I don't want to remember them in death. I want to remember them the way they were when they were living, because that's what we really have left of them, is the memories, and the memories will live on within us,
Yeah.
right? So I harvest good memories. I harvest positivity, good energy, and that's the way I want to remember my
Mhm.
loved ones, the way they were before they were taken.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, because how mommy she used to always play her little berries or
Oh yeah,
Sanchez.
yes,
You had
big
a
reggae.
little
Yeah, she
toothbrush
had
like
her
this,
music
right?
going all the time. Definitely.
Yes.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
did, all the time during the holidays, even her birthday,
Right.
and certain, just like even on like a random Tuesday, anytime my mind is on her, like
Hmm.
I would cook the foods that she loves to eat,
Right.
and just seeing the
It's
curry,
like you're getting a warm hug
smelling it.
from them.
Yes, like
Yes.
smelling it and playing the music. And another thing is sometimes I talk to her. You
Yes.
know, you could
It's
talk
okay.
to your loved ones. If something
Yes.
happened, my mom loved cracking jokes. So if
Hmm.
anything, something funny happens, I say, Mom, did you see that? you know? And it's just a way, however you connect to your
Right.
loved ones, just keep doing
Just
it,
keep
or
that.
find a new way,
Yeah.
whether
Yeah.
it's like releasing a
Balloons,
breeze
your
or
butterflies.
celebration.
There's so
Exactly.
much that you can do. There's
Yes,
so much.
bubbles.
And back to what Trisha said about music. Music is very extremely therapeutic, right?
Mhm.
Um, it calms your anxiety. It can help you relieve pain. So always try to surround yourself with music. And it doesn't matter what type of music it is. It's something that's speaking to your soul,
Yep.
that atmosphere that you're trying to create, that vibe that you want. Music heals. So definitely with the music. Yes.
Yes, yes,
Hmm.
definitely. And cuz, do you want to share the second thing that helped you to get through?
Um, what is the thing? I think I went over all the stuff. We
Mhm.
could basically wrap it up at this
Yes.
point to say that you know, you can there's no set of rules. There's no three sets for me, three sets for you, whatever works
Mhm.
works, right? And it might be a 12-step program for you. You might need to do 50 things, for it to work for you. But at the end of the day, just know that if you are overwhelmed and there's nothing that you have done, no one that you've reached out to, and you cannot seem to get any um what's the word I'm looking for? If you're just feeling hopeless, beyond hopeless in the situation, please reach out. Please get help.
Yes.
Seek a
Speak with a
therapist,
therapist.
speak
Yes.
to a counselor. You're not weak for asking for professional help. I
Mhm.
definitely recommend doing that.
Yeah.
Um yeah, you
Yes.
should you should definitely reach out, because sometimes you've done all that you can, and if you're still not able to push through, then I definitely recommend that you seek help.
Yes. Seek help, through family members, through professional help.
Yes.
You don't have to deal with this alone.
No.
No, people have been there. We've been there. We're still there.
Yes.
We're still going through it. So just remember that you're not alone. You're not
Right.
alone, and you will get to a place where you can manage things in a better way,
In a
right?
better way,
Yeah.
definitely.
And
And
don't
like one of my favorite artists, Stevie Wonder, says, "I'll be loving you always." That's exactly what you'll be doing with your family member that is
hold
no
on,
longer
hold on.
here.
Let me get a microphone. You want to sing for us?
I can't sing, but I'll be loving you always as Stevie Wonder.
Yes,
That's it. I'm telling you,
yes.
you'll be loving your family member always, and that's fine.
Always. And
Yes,
remember that your family member, they're still alive. They live through you,
exactly,
right? They live in your
exactly.
heart, they live in your memories, they live in
And your
your
actions,
actions.
yes,
They live through you. You are a living testament to the life that your loved one has lived.
yes,
Right? So that's
right,
a beautiful thing. Every time I hug my boys, it's like my mother is hugging them, because
yes,
she was a hugger. So it's like I got that from her, so she
right,
still lives through me,
right.
because your friend still lives through you,
Oh
you
yeah,
know? Everyone, whoever your loved one is,
your
just the mere
children,
fact of
anyone.
you, yes, anyone. They continue to live through you. So keep their memories alive, seek help when you need help. You're not alone.
All right. All right.
All right. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes.
Thank you
We
so
hope that this helps.
much.
We really do hope that this helps anyone out there that is struggling, that, just help you cope, and just know that it does get better in time. It never goes away. You never get over it, but
Yeah.
it does get easier.
Yes. 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 So
All
thank you
right.
so much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, tribe. Hi.